Welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. I hate having to put this out there, but disclaimer, all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty. You can put trigger warning up here on top of that. And it's kind of bad because there's not enough information about this case yet. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Hi there, Chris. Thanks for coming in. You got me laughing when you comment here. Without further ado, let's get on with the story. This man charged with sexual assault and sodomy. This was thanks to ABC News, Friday, December the 12th. Here's a better picture of him. It does not say his age. I think that's kind of weird. A man was arrested on multiple child sexual assault charges in Winston County in Alabama, this week. The Winston County Sheriff's Office of William Sherman Huntington is charged with 10 counts of sexual assault of a child less than 12 and 10 counts of first-degree sodomy. Well, some of the places I've seen it online had Huntington, and that's got Huntingdon. No additional details about Huntington's arrest were immediately released by authorities. So let's go to the next thing, and I want to thank the Predator Report for getting this out there. This guy right here. Look at it. Here he is, right here. Let's get over here. See if it says William Sherman Huntington, sexual assault of a child less than 12, 10 counts of it. Sodomy in the first, 10 counts. Let's get the word out. If you noticed, I got two different codes up there. Do y'all understand what the code on his face is for? Okay, anybody know what the P stands for? Can you tell me? I was want to tell him. Exactly. I say, get away from me, But it seems like he likes little kids more than he likes adults. So P, I got right here for predator. Also, what else? Perpetrator, pedophile, and CR is for child rapist. A lot of people don't understand what sodomy is, but that's anal. Okay? You'll understand that without me going into detail? So 10 counts of sodomy in the first, and it's sexual assault with a child less than the age of 12. The sorry piece of crap. Boy, y'all are coming out of the woodworks lately, aren't y'all? Like I said, some of the places spell it with a T, Huntington, and some of it spelled with a DON. So I did the best I could because there's not enough information out there. Hopefully it's a lifer. There is another one that with the last name of Huntington that's in Dothan, Alabama, and I was looking him up, and he was denied parole. And I'm not sure what he actually did, but I was trying to see if there's any more information. If anybody else can find information on this guy, please look it up so we can know more about who this person is, and such and such. I want to thank y'all so much, and God bless y'all. This was short. I want to show y'all something else also. Okay, a lot of y'all wonder where there's records of different people. I want to show y'all right quick, okay? Okay, I'm going to go to here. So y'all could go over here to the fvault.fbi.gov/sitemap. There are a lot of files in here of ACLU, John Steinbeck, Joseph Agrippa, James Adams, Epstein, Marilyn Shepard, some of Michael Jackson. There's a lot on Frank Sinatra right here. Got all the files on him. Dr. Samuel Shepard. It goes on and on. It's got the Beatles in here, their investigation with Black Dahlia, which she was murdered. This was from Elizabeth Short. So y'all could go in here if there's anything you're interested in, which there's even UFO files. Put in mind, there's a lot that's redacted in there or blacked out. But I think maybe y'all be able to find y'all some information when you go in here. There's about the Miami shootings, the space shuttle, Cardinal, Francis Spillman, Taylor Caldwell, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Alcatraz Escape, Truman Capote, Emmett Till. See, look at all the different UFOs. And there's John Murtha, which he was, I don't know if he was the one that. And there's Ted Kennedy. Look at the files on Ted Kennedy, Henry Wallace, Howard Zinn, Michael Jackson, like I said, Jefferson Airplane, Lady Bird Johnson, Alcoholics Anonymous, Al Gore Sr., All American Anti-Imperialist League, Lily Bell Allen, Steve Allen, Amerithrax. Look at all the folders on the Amerithrax. Albert Anastasia, the Zodiac Killer, Aryan. Let me get back there and see what the Aryan thing. Aryan Nation. There's just 2 files on the Aryan Nation. I'm surprised. I thought it would be a lot bigger than that, right? Anna Nicole Smith, American Nazi Party, Aristotle. The list goes on and on, people. So if y'all want to know some more information, and even Desi Arnaz, I'm shocked that he's in here, right? Because I never looked at him to be anything. I was surprised that Frank Sinatra. Here's with the Atlanta child murders. There's a lot of files for that. The Beatles, there's 9 files with them. Melvin Belly, Jack Benny, Hugo Black, Walter Winchell. Goes on and on. I think Winchell, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been the one that held. Let me see who it is. It's D.B. Cooper. I thought he would be a lot interesting to check out too for a lot of people that wants to know, because he supposedly, this was an alias that he had. This is the 1972 FBI composite drawing of Dan Cooper. He held a Boeing 727 up in Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington on November 24, 71. He went missing. Nobody knows where he is. The hijacker's true identity and fate remain unknown. See, there's a composite sketch of it. If, so basically, they still want to know who this guy is and such. Okay, so he hijacked a Boeing 727 and parachuting from the plane mid-flight before disappearing, and was never apprehended. Air piracy, a violation of the Hobbs Act. He also had got some money and all that. Cooper took seat at 18E in the last row in order drinking bourbon 7-Up from a flight attendant. But it goes on and on. If y'all want to find out more information on a lot of different cases and studies, I think it's very interesting. Whichever one y'all want to find out more about Frank Sinatra and so and such, give it a whirl and go and take a look at these different files. Black September, Bonnie and Clyde. I know a lot of people are interested in that. John Perfume, Black Panther Party. I'm sure there's going to be something. There's Werner von Braun. He actually was one of the scientists from Hitler, for Nazi, and there's a space and rocket center over there that's attributed to Werner von Braun. There's even a von Braun Civic Center there in Huntsville, Alabama. And that's a lot of different history and information. There's Billy Carter, animal mutilations, counts on foreign relations, Mary Jo. Just look at all these, y'all. Caesar Winston Churchill, Christian identity movement, clergy and lady concerned about Vietnam. But there's a 16th Street church bombing. Does anybody know anything about that and where that was at? Look at all those files there with that church bombing. Columbine High School, American Friends Service Committee, D.B. Cooper. See, that's why I was interested in D.B. Cooper. Look at all these files on him, man. Look, goes on and on. There's over, with him, there's over 100, there's 111 files on him, okay? And then there's with the Supreme Court, files on that. The Cleveland, the sword, the arm, and of the Lord. Wow. The covenant, the sword, the arm, okay. Blood and Crips gang. I can't believe that's only one file there, right? But y'all go in there, like I said, and do some digging on something you might like to know. FBI Domestic Investigation and Operations Guide. It's interesting to go by the Domestic Investigations Guide. Here they are right here. General Douglas MacArthur. It goes on and on. Wow, there's even a file on the Doors. Eddie Cantor, Albert Einstein, he got 14. Elvis Presley's got 12. Be interesting to see what kind of things that they got on him. See, but anyway, I thought y'all might find interest in that. Sorry. So it's under Vault. Y'all see it up here? Vault FBI .gov /sitemap. Again, Vault VAULT .fbi.gov /sitemap. You want to do further investigations on somebody you're interested in? Have at it. There's a lot of files and folders there. Make sure that when you download it, you make a specific folder. What I did, I ended up making a folder into my documents, and it's got fbi.vault.gov. Just let me know where I got it from. And like on my computer, the ones that I had, see if it will let me share how I did it here. Okay, I'm going to get to the personal thing instead of okay, I'll show you other ones that kind of like interested me if it lets me. All right. The ones that I saved so far, that is. Oops. Share screen. Oh, it's not gonna. Okay, the window. Here we go. So here we go. So that's what I did. The FBIVault.gov. I thought the ab scam. Y'all look it up and y'all understand what the ab scam is. Ab scam actually has that many files with it. The Atlanta child murders. It's actually these many parts to it right here. 23 parts. Frank Sinatra. It's all Frank Sinatra's things right there. Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, here's the different files on him. Put in mind, like I said, a lot of these things could be redacted. Okay, like for instance, when you look up Jeffrey Epstein, okay, let me get this off the side over here. And it goes Federal Bureau Investigation. It's got these pages right here. It says deleted page information sheet. So there's the pages where information has been deleted from, okay? So then we go, this might be a basic page on the deletion page, no telling. So this is where federal it just goes on and on, okay? But I think it's going to have enough information in here. There's newspaper articles that people might want to read on Epstein. Um, get all the information that you can that was through you know, so here's a lot of different things that y'all didn't know that they actually. And so the police even say that lawyer tried to discredit the teenage girls, such and such, you know. Polygraph shows he didn't know girls' ages, lawyer says. So, if y'all want to know more information on a lot of these questions and crimes, please go over there and take a look. I say God bless y'all. I like showing more information that might help too, and y'all's research, and to give y'all more knowledge. Knowledge is power, everyone. God bless y'all. Thank you.